particular. And we use a little bit of oregano as well. It has tomato sauce, as I mentioned. We flame it with ouzo. Ouzo is a Greek spirit. In order to be called ouzo, it has to be made either in Greece or Cyprus. And it has the flavor of like fennel and star anise. And then just melting some feta cheese inside to incorporate with the tomato sauce. So you get a lot of contradictions from the flavor. You get the sweetness from the seafood. You get a little bit of acidity from the tomato sauce. And then you get the sweetness from the ouzo as well. And then it comes and kicks you with a little bit of saltiness from the feta cheese. It's just one of these combinations I would say to die for. Next, please. Just the most recognizable dish in Greece. You can have it anywhere you are. Doesn't matter the place, it doesn't matter the restaurant. Everybody pretty much has this dish itself. It's pita bread. It's unleavened, so we don't use yeast for it. And it's kind of the Greek flatbread. It's called the Greek flatbread. So we cook it over the grill or over the flat top with a little bit of olive oil. And usually we serve it with meat, which can be either chicken or pork. We turn it into souvlaki. Souvlaki is the skewer that we use. And after we marinate it or we brine it, we just grill it, serve it with some tomatoes, red onions, and tzatziki sauce. Tzatziki sauce is a very refreshing sauce. It's very trademark Greece. It has yogurt, red wine vinegar. Some places, instead of red wine vinegar, they use lemon juice. It has a strong kick of garlic and salt. In some regions of Greece, they may add mint, they may add parsley, they may add dill, or grated carrot. I didn't add any of that, because I want you to feel the proper thing. And then last, portokalopita. Who can say that? Anyone? Portokalopita? Come on, we can do this. Anyone? No one? Portokalopita. Let's try one together. Portokalopita. Getting there, all right. Not bad, not bad. So this is a typical dessert that we do in mainland Greece, down in the south, because we have a big production of oranges. And basically it's phyllo, pastry phyllo, a very thin layer, and a custard made from orange, obviously. And then we soak it in syrup. So you get the sweetness of the syrup, you get the acidity from a nice orange, and it's, I would say, very refreshing. It's a very nice dessert. Let's not watch this one. This one we close the presentation with after we taste everything.
Okay, sure.
Is there any questions so far? Yes, please.
Is do Greek like dish usually have a big portion and a sharing portion, because like away with like French dishes they give a like really small portion, but is it usually a sharing portion, like huge for sharing with family, right?
Thank you for your question. So the question was, for anybody who didn't hear that, if it's, you know, a very common thing to do in Greece if you are plating the food in small portions or actually large. And as I mentioned, it's a big thing, family. Usually, if we go out, let's say we go to a restaurant, we wouldn't order like, you know, my main dish, your main dish, and this is it, we don't touch each other. You take a lot of different things, you order a lot of different things, we call them meze, because it's something you share. You want to share with people around you. This is how you bond, right? And I can tell you a funny story. If, for example, my mom or my aunt would invite 20 people over to have, I don't know, dinner or lunch, they would cook for 50 people instead of 20, and they would be worried if the food is not enough. So we tend to eat a lot, our portions are big, and we enjoy that. But obviously, you know, in a restaurant, still the portion will be kept big, but it depends if you're gonna go to like a fine dining, modern version of food, then yes, the portion will be restricted because mainly you try more than 3-4 dishes, and obviously you wouldn't be able to finish. Anything else? Yes, please.
I saw
One second.
you just mentioned and introduced about the pita bread, and as you said before, Greece people usually have vegetables and seafood in their meal. So I would like to ask is, does vegetables or seafood serve as a main energy supply, or actually Greek people will have more carbohydrates for their energy?
That's a very good question as well. Thank you very much.
Good questions.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I love them. So yes, as I mentioned, you know, we have a lot of vegetables and fruit. However, bread, it was a big thing when we were under, Greece was under Turkish people for 400 years. And we were under the Germans and Italians as well for a long, long period of time. And if you would go to a village, the thing that the people could actually afford to make is bread. So it also became a big part of our lives after probably 1940. And that's where a lot of things started changing in our gastronomy as well, because we made a lot of pitas. Pita is supposed to be, imagine a pizza, but without the cheese and the sauce. Let's say inside there you put spinach, and this is filo layers again, instead of a big piece of dough, right? So yes, we do have a lot of carbs. It became a part of our life later on. But if you want to strictly do Mediterranean diet, it's just, I mentioned, less carbs, less meat, more vegetables, and fruit. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?